announcement, I'm going to talk about the placement that I have for the last 8 months. My organization is Green Campus Cooperative, and I'm going to present in an order of the guideline that John gave us. So it's going to be talking about what I learned in the social economy, relating back to the course, pointing out key concepts and readings, and some general questions that he recommended us to answer. So starting off, the reading that covered in course was week one's analogy to cooperative enterprises, which were bumblebees cannot fly, its wingspan is insufficient to support its body weight. So for conventional economic theory, cooperatives cannot survive in the long run because they have a dual mission and dual goal, which is social goal and the economic goal. And many cooperatives cannot sustain in the long run because they're trying to fulfill two goals at the same time, often not able to operate the business in the long run because they're not able to cover their expenses, their costs in a daily basis. So what Green Campus Co-op differs is that they are in York University, so their storage fees, hydro electro bills are covered or not covered or lowered by a lot by having rooms in Ross building to store their t-shirts, and marketing fees are also reduced because a lot of the marketing, sales, advertising are helped and made by faculty members and students, which is also a reduce in expense for operating the business as in a daily basis, and also employment costs. We have like placement students every year and faculty graduates to help on websites and help on designs and such, and so a lot of the marketing and operating fees are reduced in that aspect. So next I'm going to talk about the values of the Green Campus Co-op. So they're fair trade certified and paying fair, which means they are paying fair price to suppliers of cotton, and it's organic cotton. It differs from the traditional t-shirts that use like cottons that are grown with harmful chemicals, which it can reduce the price to make a t-shirt. So one of the aspect in government and market economy that are asked in the guideline was that how it relates to the government and how it relates to the market economy. So on the Fair Trade Canada website, the fair trade part talks about government pays subsidies to cotton farmers in rich countries such as US, creating a market with artificially lower prices that small-scale farmers are unable to compete in. So a lot of the third world countries, they have small-scale farmers and not compensated with a large amount of subsidies like US. So what this helps conventional economic businesses that produce t-shirt is that they have their costs reduced, and usually they don't source their t-shirt, or they do source their t-shirt with cheaper cotton prices, and because they can outsource from third world countries to get their price reduced. But Green Campus Co-op pays fair price to suppliers, meaning that the trade that is happening is fair to the suppliers. So the suppliers are able to pay standard of living and standard minimum wage, satisfy minimum wage for them, unlike the conventional economic businesses in general. So the US has artificially lower prices than lots of the third world small scale farmers. And the values of Green Campus Co-op can be shown by here. So they're trying to make a difference in the world, trying to fill a gap in the private sector, trying to be fair to the suppliers that are trying to sustain their business in the long run as well. So secondly, I'm going to talk about some of the skills, some of the projects that I have done during the placement. So for the first weeks, I completed some of the poster for Fair Trade Week and Fair Trade Cooperative Week, and these are the catalogs that I made for the organization. And so these are the shirt examples that I was supposed to mock up for cooperative organizations in Ontario. So the project was about researching whether there are potential that we can co-op with organizations to sell T-shirts to sell fair trade T-shirts to them. And one of the challenging aspect was that I wasn't able to get their vector files, which was a problem, and I wasn't able to make accurate mock-up designs to take the initiative and send it to them, because a lot of the times different colors of the shirt would affect the logo that I found online for the organizations, because it will overlap and create like other problems. My personal thought was that because we were 5 people working in the placement, lots of the times, relating back to Kara's video about how she related to the course about et al. Only operating within creating events only with faculty members and students. What I found is that a lot of the times when group members trying to give advice or give realistic marketing advices to the supervisor, it is often like rejected and not experienced, or not trying to make it work. So which is one of the problems that is limiting us to be productive and have things to work on. So few examples I want to give is that many of the times we're trying to stay within the boundary of what Green Campus Co-op is trying to deliver to the public, whether it's ideology-based messages or social messages that are trying to deliver to the public. So one of the things that I found was that a lot of the marketing side, it doesn't go through by the supervisor, because the supervisor think it's risky, or it's gonna take a timely manner, and it's just not gonna work out like in his perspective. So I found this as a big problem, because it's limiting our experience to improve, whether it's like a challenge or a mistake that we might have to overcome during the placement, but it's never experienced, so it doesn't improve us or help us in the long run. And yeah, so other characteristics I developed throughout the course was communicating with the supervisor and team members. And one of the problems I found was that the work ethic was challenging, because emails and progress would usually be delayed throughout the week, because the professor or team members doesn't get back within a day or within 2 days, 3 days, and it's the work focus is usually scattered, which is a problem and a challenge that I experience. And other thoughts I have was that one of the visions that I see and like for t-shirt organic t-shirts to work in the private sector and to let more people experience and more people to get knowledge on organic and fair traded t-shirts is through like social media. So people on YouTube are having a lot of um, social not social people are on YouTube are selling their merchandise on t-shirts and everything. And I was thinking like there are always ways and opportunities that we can put into and helping to get more profit margin or get more revenue off of that, and expanding our business and expanding like the message to the public. So these are the ways that we could try cooperating with like social media people, and in that way to let more people gain the knowledge of social economy, let more people spread the message basically. And yeah, that's everything from my presentation, and thank you everyone.